我没开挂，我卢本伟对天发誓，我没有开挂。动动动。
Yeah, but I think that's like even if you do that, like that's what I'm saying is like how the matchup plays. Like TheShy, for example, when I played against him for the first time, he's playing Fiora, I was playing the Yorgod. I know my champion was not very balanced, but you know, he was trying to go ham. You know, he was trying to kill me. He went all in. He tried to like really kill me, and it got like to a game of inches at that point, right? Happened in the World Finals in the first game as well. Like it was basically like, does he parry the ulti? Does he dodge the ulti? Like, you know, at that point, if Fear Beyond Death connects, he's dead, right? But that's like the idea of the matchup, right? Like you can push it to that point. You can't push it to the point where you're gonna have to flash my ult or parry it or do whatever. And if you do that, you'll survive. But if you don't, it's not like you're gonna kill me. My champion is like too broken or whatever you want to call it. Like the champion is just the way it is. And what I want to get into is at that point it's the jungler, right? Because when you push it to that point, there's something happening. Either there's a flash gone, or you have a teleport advantage, or you have cooldown advantage on your ultimate, anything like that. And when your jungler is there to capitalize on that fact that you're pushing it that hard, is when you're actually going to win. That's when you're going to look real good.
哇呀，没有闪现的 Bripo 直接被晕给晕到了，领了一口酒，有没有机会往前杀呢？这6等的伊瑞利亚搭配9等往前一靠，又是杀了，后期过来的 Bruce 根本无法阻止 IG 的一个上野再次得胜，
再次惯飞。
哇！下方的位置 combo 也是敲击了2人，不过 GT Love 看起来是反而来抓的是 IG 的人员，没有闪现，只有鬼步开启鬼步 ，Bripo 想要跑，但拧开了自己的一个劣势的往前闪度，正面撞上，直接让 Bripo 再度被带走，
超残忍哎！ 他一定撞得到，还要渡闪，
对他就是
超级残忍，
他一定要你死，而且闪现都是轮流换的，
对，
就是我9桶交完换伊瑞利亚交，我们轮流打，
死到 Bripo 没有感觉的，
这中野可能是输最少。来看一下上半部的位置，再次抓到 Bripo 只有虚弱没有闪现，先下了虚弱，但直接被打了半场，这个交的太痛了，你虚弱伊瑞利亚感觉是个错误，你知道吗？那个觉得好痛啊！
我才虚弱谁都是个错误，都一样，哇，玩不了了。 这场玩不了了，
这真的玩不了了。
他只能跟队友说 ，Caps 接下来交给你了，
救救我！而且在下方的一位李信也被抓到。
In high-tier competitive League of Legends, do you think jungle is the most important role?
It's the most important role to make a player shine. I think Fnatic was a good example of this, in the sense that we were all able to hold our lanes on our own. None of us would break down completely up until that fateful day. And I feel like that kind of described Fnatic in the sense that, you know, you could leave Caps 1 versus 2, or me 1 versus 2, or our bot lane 2 versus 3, or whatever, and the other side of the map would be able to slowly gain advantages without completely breaking down on the other side. However, when the jungler comes in, we're getting big advantages. Every single place gains an advantage, and I feel like that's what defines a good team. This is why, for example, a team like RNG, which you love talking about, either lives or dies by this blade. When he goes bot, the advantages are big. When he goes anywhere else, at the end of the game, they're discussing why didn't we go bot.
Well, that really depends on which nameplate is going bot.
Oh yeah, obviously, but you know, then you have games like when Uzi walks into the turret and dies. Well, he I don't know. Sorry, did you watch the game against the IG?
It tells me so much because
was it game 3?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
People see Uzi and like TheShy and Rookie, and don't get me wrong, those players are really good. Jackalope's a perfect example. They see them at Worlds and like, oh my god, this guy is so incredible. He's amazing. I'm like, I've watched probably 500 games of Uzi. That guy has done some banana shit.
Yeah.
Just like absolute peeled and tossed to the side. Like, he is not perfect by any means. Shows up when it counts, which does count for something, but these players are definitely fallible. Fallible?
I mean, I agree. And I think that when you're going ham and you're trading those huge cooldowns, it can be either really good or really bad, depending on where your jungler is and what the plan is, right? Because if you're, like, and this is why a player like TheShy is as good as people consider him to be, and full credit to him. But when he does this, he's making sure that on the wraparound, his jungler is going to be there. And you're not going to have your flash, because this guy made you flash, right? He made you burn the cooldown. And whether he made it, he traded it, or whatever, depends on how good you play, right? Because that's what it is. You get tested. Are you actually going to survive? You have to just fight to the death. And the way I want to describe this is a team like G2 is a resemblance in this, is when you want to fight this guy, or a team like G2, when you throw out your fist, you need to be ready to get your knuckles bruised, because they're going to fight back. It's not like, oh, we have 4 people on the bottom side of the map. These guys are going to go on the turret 4 versus 3, and you're going to have to get your knuckles bruised. You're fighting.
Do you think G2 is the LEC equivalent of IG?
In that sense, yes. In the idea of like raw skill, and where you feel like you can't actually push any advantages yourself, because I feel like this was the trouble Fnatic had against IG in the finals specifically, is I don't feel like anyone was confident to just push their advantage, you know, just be the one forcing that. I don't want to, like, I don't want this guy to go on me and force the flash on me. I want to go on him and force his flash, right? I want to fight him because I have the edge in the matchup. And that comes to draft in a bit. Like, the idea in the draft is there because you need champions that are able to do that. But in that sense, yeah, I think so. I think